All right, take it away, Courtney.
Sounds good. Good morning, everyone. I'm Courtney Hansen. I currently am the social media coordinator at Lakeshore Technical College. This specific role I've been in since the beginning of September, so about 5 months. I've been in the marketing world pretty much since I graduated college back in 2016. I graduated from the University of Wisconsin Madison. I have a communication arts degree, and right out of college, I actually had a first job that was a little different, but it was really strongly rooted in marketing and branding and public relations, and that was winning Miss Wisconsin 2016. So I traveled around the state promoting myself, my platform, which was the importance of literacy, and the organization, growing the organization, growing appearances, and just growing, our public image across the state and country at Miss America. Following that, I worked at a social media agency in Madison, where, and then that was something I never really thought I do, because social media just really wasn't beginning of high school for me, even a career that I had a lot of people that I knew going into. But I managed social accounts for some national hair color clients, hair styling product clients, my hairspray that I love and use to this day. Sebastian W&A, got pretty cool to get to work on their social media accounts. And then took a job at a shopping center in the Madison area, doing more of a broader marketing approach, where I got to participate in digital, traditional marketing, and do a lot of event planning to drive traffic, to drive sales, and promote the shopping center at large. My husband and now ended up getting a job back in Manitowoc, my hometown. So we moved back, and I worked at United Way for about 3 years, doing a lot of marketing initiatives there, playing a role in internal, external communication, all the content creation, working with our graphic designer to really create everything that we needed to promote who we are, to grow fundraising dollars, promote our initiatives. And that leads me to where I am now, working at LTC. And my day-to-day is creating innovative content to drive enrollment, and to just positively enhance the brand that LTC is here in our community. I work pretty closely with the president's office to promote all of the local, state, national awards we receive, the work we're doing, the different groups that we're a part of. Focused on, economic development and preparing our students for careers in our communities and elsewhere. So I pretty much work, a normal, I feel like 8 to 4 or 5 schedule. But I think with marketing always comes, if you have events in the morning or events later at night, it's a flexible schedule. So here on the campus, sometimes I'll be covering, taking photos and videos to create TikToks of a welding competition at night, or I'll go in the morning to a legislative breakfast with the president and take photos of our legislators and superintendents, and the president is there discussing what's going on in our community. Other than that, there's not a lot of, dangers in this job. I think the biggest thing for me is that I need to get some blue light glasses, and I was looking at my phone and my computer making different content. But it's a fun. I love this world, the marketing world, because it's not the same thing every single day. For me, today I have this presentation. I have some internal meetings about events and projects that we have working on. But later today, there's someone coming in for a campus tour. So I'll go around with the president and snap photos as we take him building to building to showcase everything that LTC has to offer, which is quite a bit. Do a quick little plug if anyone is considering LTC for college. It's a really incredible place with a lot on campus that I wasn't necessarily even aware of before I started working here. But it's always a little bit different. And that's something that I like, even the projects I'm working on. One day I will be writing a lot of content for social media, but then I'm also, scrolling TikTok for a bit of time to get ideas on different things that we can do to promote the college on that platform, which is for us a new platform that we launched later this past fall. As for, education, really what I took in high school, took in college that prepared me for this role. I went to Lincoln. So I think one of the best classes I took there was expository writing, because in the marketing world, writing is a huge part of your job, whether you're writing something internal for communication, if you're putting together press releases, if you're just even writing social media content, you have to make sure that your writing is clear and concise and exciting, and gets your point across. And that class has, I think I say it over and over again in different situations, that was probably one of the single best classes I took in high school to prepare me for my career across the board. In college, like I said earlier, I was a communication arts major. So a lot of what I really did was study communication, study different communication styles, study, how folks take messages and how we think about messages and persuasion and all of that. So it was a really good foundation to have to come back to whenever you're crafting a message, or thinking about targeting a different specific population or market. Just thinking about, at the very root, that was a lot of what I learned in college. And then I think at, a big campus like UW-Madison, I had an opportunity to take some really fun classes as well that exposed me to different viewpoints and different thought processes that I wouldn't have, gotten a chance to take everywhere, like Hinduism and just different studies of different cultures. So I think that always helps, seeing those different perspectives in the marketing world. Beyond, I'm trying to think of anything else. I think the other big thing that I was really fortunate to have, and I think is extremely important in this field, is internships. Being on a Big Ten campus, I had opportunity to partake in a lot of internships, both virtual, on campus. I went to New York. One of those ended up being an extended internship after a semester, where I did go out to New York. And also brand ambassador opportunities, getting to work with Victoria's Secret Pink, fly out to Cleveland, Columbus, where they have their headquarters, and learn all about branding and brand development, how to showcase that brand and be a representative on campus for a national brand, was huge in really growing and developing my branding skills that I use every day now in this role, and have used along the way in my career. Another thing that, I love this field, so I want to get involved in the community in any way that I can. So I'm a part of different marketing groups in the community, the Marketing and Events Committee for Progress Lakeshore, which, if you're not familiar, is our economic development organization. Also for Downtown Manitowoc, I'm on their marketing committee, and I'm on the RAR West Board of Directors, and use those skills on the committees that I'm on to help create. Right now we're creating a really exciting public arts app that will help showcase all the art, public art, murals, sculptures we have in our downtown to tourists. Just another way to help market our community even better. So I think if you love your field that you're in, you get to be a part of different groups like that, and have the day-to-day working time, but also use your skills to grow and better the community as well. As for wage benefits, I think a lot of that depends on the industry that you're in. So for marketing, everyone needs a marketing department for the most part. Right now I'm at a college, it's a state institution. So we have significantly more benefits than I had, for example, at a nonprofit before. So I think that's important to take into consideration when you're deciding what you want to do exactly with your degree. Do you want to work at a nonprofit? Do you want to work somewhere where maybe you can have some extra vacation days or retirement benefits? But I mean, a starting salary can start anywhere in this industry from like 35 to 50,000, I would say, in the Manitowoc, this kind of region, Wisconsin market. But I think that covers a large portion of what I was going to cover. So at this time, I think Shannon is going to share a little bit more about her marketing career.
Oh, okay. I just got on.
You're all good.
Yeah. All right. So I just wanted to show you some examples of kind of some things that I do. So I work with the Chamber of Manitowoc County, and I get to do a lot of stuff helping promote businesses in Manitowoc. So I just wanted to share my screen just to give you an example of like two of the things that are kind of big parts of my job. So one of them is our weekly emails that we do to promote members. So I'll spend like a lot of my days working on Tuesday tidbits, which are just things that members can send in on a regular, and it's a good way for them to promote their business too, and just like a good platform for them to add their information. And then another one that we have, it's on our website too. Share. Go back. Okay, just a second. I'm going to stop share for a second. All right. And then the next one. All right, and then this is another one that we do like throughout the week, and this is just like a more picture-based advertising that I get to help out with. And this one I think is just like a good example of kind of like ads that members make and everything too. And it's another kind of like example of what people can do to market their businesses. And these could be like even Facebook images or something too. I know that that's like a big part of marketing, is just kind of like quickly like sharing information. And then some other tasks that I do just on a regular basis, we get to do like a lot with social media. And then I also, like with these email systems, I work a lot in Constant Contact, which is a really good like marketing tool for people. Email has been like a really good way to keep connected with people, especially like these emails go out to people's work emails, which is a good way, something that people are checking every day. And that's kind of a big part of marketing, is just making sure that people are connected and continue to see the information that you're sharing. I know that social media can be another way to keep like a loyal like fan base or something like that, like however you want to consider it, or just like loyal customers, just that they're constantly like seeing your information and getting like new updates or new deals or anything like that. So it's a good way to like keep connected. Another thing that we do are press releases for our members. So I'll spend some time on that. And then too. And then I also get to help like promote events for the chamber. So I'll make like a lot of images for those things too. And kind of just make sure that it's calling attention to like what people will be learning in things like webinars or like in-person events, like our awards of distinction. So marketing ends up being like a lot about just getting your information attention. See what else. And then just like a little bit of background on me. I've been working in marketing, I'd say for marketing part of it, like probably about 4 years, and then a little bit more of the design stuff for about 3 years before that, in an instructional position. And then moved on to like doing some blog posts and everything for a business before the chamber. And with that one, we worked on inbound marketing, which is also another interesting career field, because inbound is a great way to get customers through through having them find you versus doing like cold calls with sales people. That can be kind of a hard way to reach people sometimes when you're just calling them coldly. But like if they find your information, it's a good way for them to reach out to you about it versus the other way around, because they're actually interested in the topic that you're talking about. So that's like another interesting aspect of marketing that you can like look into as inbound marketing. And then and I guess like what I like best about marketing is just kind of the ability to be so creative on a regular basis. You kind of have to like creatively think about how to make people interested in like what you're sharing, interested in your events, or interested in like in reading this email, for example, just making it so that people want to continue to come back to your page and continue to attend the things that you do and everything too. And making that you're representing things correctly too, and not like overselling something or anything like that too. So it's like, it's a really cool way to be creative on a regular basis and just keeps things interesting at all times. And then I guess I could cover like some classes that I ended up taking kind of in college and everything. I really like geared stuff towards like I ended up getting like really focused on marketing kind of throughout college, and like a little bit of like web design and everything in high school. Those were always like really helpful classes, and like graphic design classes were really helpful too. But in college, I kind of ended up doing like things like the psychology of marketing and other things like that, just things focused on learning more about it. So I'm trying to think if there's any other really interesting ones that I took, and kind of like the background of just like press media and stuff too. That was an interesting way to learn more about marketing over time too. And anything that like deals with web design or anything too. I went to school for technical writing actually, and it was kind of the perfect lesson, I guess. It was through UW Stout, and it ended up being like you could kind of do whatever you wanted with your career, and I ended up going towards the marketing side of it. But it was actually a really good program for all that, because I learned a lot about like writing and designing for marketing, and got a lot of just experience in like everything that's like I use today. So that was a really good program for that. Let's see. If there's anything else. I don't know if I have anything else that I can think of right now to cover with you, but yeah, but if anybody has questions, or Courtney, if you have anything else.
Yeah, what we could do
wanna chime in.
is see if anyone has any questions right now.
There is one in the chat. Courtney has, what has surprised you most about your job? Is there anything that you would have done differently to prepare yourself for a marketing career? What has surprised me the most? I mean, it surprised me from when I started college. I started with more of a mindset that I was going to do more writing, and from there, as I think the industry changed, it became more and more digital, what I was interested in and what was needed in a lot of companies. So I don't think I expected to be doing making TikToks for my job, but that's what I get to do, and it's really fun. So anything I would have done differently to prepare myself for my career, towards the end of my time at UW, they had a digital marketing certificate that I was really interested in, but I was also, I mean, my last semester, and didn't want to stay necessarily longer than 4 years. So I would highly recommend, if there is something offered at your college like that, to definitely add that in and integrate it into your studies, because a lot of the classes, there were some friends I had that were a year or so younger than me that did do that certificate, and it was extremely helpful in their careers as they went to either magazines in New York, but they had such a strong digital presence because print isn't as strong as it once was, that they're creating a lot of content. Even just, I mean, the articles they're writing are all going online, or a lot of them are in social media, that was a really helpful certificate. And there's always programs, webinars. I mean, the chamber as a professional offers a ton on different topics, making sure that you're honing your marketing skills after the fact. So there's always opportunity to learn, take LinkedIn learning classes, that sort of thing too, to grow those skills. Any other questions? Is graphic design important in your job? Yes and no. I've always been really thankful to have a graphic designer on staff. I can, do Photoshop, InDesign, Canva, but I can get a little putsy because I'm also a perfectionist and want everything to look perfect. So part of my job has always been working with a graphic designer to kind of share my vision. Sometimes we have them in-house. Sometimes we've just had them on retainer, where I pay them X amount a month and they are there to create pretty much anything I need within reason. If there was all of a sudden like a really big project that would have to be added in. But Shannon, do you want to speak to that too, the graphic design side?
Sure. Yeah. We definitely use like graphic design a lot in through the chamber. We use Canva too. That's like kind of like the easiest way for us to like design stuff quickly. So yeah, so that's been like a big part of either helping people like create ads or also just like our events, anything. We can just quickly go over there and quickly make something up and add it to our website, because it ends up being a lot of things that you're making over time.
I think we have time for another question or two if anyone has anything. Oh, I see movement in Michigan.
Yeah.
Any disadvantages to your career? I don't think that there are any disadvantages. I really love my job and I've loved the roles that I've had over time. I mean, if anything, sometimes the schedule can be just a little wonky with different events. But I mean, I've always had a lot of flexibility in my roles too, where if you are, doing covering a graduation on Saturday, you might be able to flex some time. Yeah, Shannon, I love my job. You can speak to me.
I know. I really like my job too. So like, it's hard to think of anything that would be like a really like hard part of it or anything. But I guess like the only disadvantage is maybe like I really like this part of it, like that I'm always busy. Like I love that part of it. So like I don't mind that at all. I like to stay busy. I like to have something to do at all times because I think downtime is just so hard to um not have something. So like yeah, that might be something if you're not expecting to like work on stuff on a regular. But like other than that, yeah, I think it's a great job.
It is an ever-changing industry that you always have to be on your toes following Facebook changing the algorithm or changing how you can set up ads and different groups that you can target. So just keeping up on your knowledge is always important. And what is the job demand for marketing jobs? I think what's great about marketing is everyone really has a marketing department. So whether you're interested in more of the graphic side, the social side, copywriting, web design, there really is a place, I think, for you to fit in. You can do, I've had roles where you kind of do all of it, or you can be a little bit more niche. So there's definitely a demand there. It's not going away. It might just change, ebb and flow, but we're always going to need great marketers to sell products, to sell organizations, sell a college, grow enrollment, whatever it is.
Okay, I think we are at our time. Thank you, Courtney and Shannon.
Yeah, thank you. Hope you all have a good day.
Have a good day, everyone.